Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something many of us overlook in our pursuit of success, growth, and fulfillment: the power of silence. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise, distractions, and expectations, it's easy to forget the power that lies in simply being still. But here's the truth. The most powerful thing you can do in your journey of personal growth is to focus on yourself. Silence creates clarity, and clarity is one of the most crucial elements in any pursuit of success. In today's fast-paced world, filled with constant distractions, noise, and external pressures, it can feel almost impossible to find a moment of peace. But it's in these moments of stillness where the magic happens. Clarity doesn't emerge from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It comes when you take the time to quiet your mind, reflect, and assess the direction in which you're headed. When you're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the chatter of social media, the demands of work, or the expectations of others, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We can get swept up in the whirlwind of trying to do everything at once, following everyone else's agenda and forgetting our own. But when we step into silence, we begin to create a space where our thoughts can breathe. We allow ourselves to get clear on our priorities, our goals, and our values. Without that clarity, we are simply wandering through life, reacting to circumstances and hoping things will work out. But clarity gives you the ability to act with purpose and intention, not by chance. Think about the times when you've been in the middle of a crisis, a decision-making process, or a major life change. It's often in the moments where you have the space to pause, reflect, and simply sit with your thoughts that you gain insight. When we're constantly moving, constantly surrounded by noise, we don't have the chance to tap into the deep parts of our mind that hold the solutions we need. But silence isn't just about quieting the external world. It's about quieting the internal noise as well. The doubts, the fears, and the limiting beliefs that hold us back. The mind is constantly racing, jumping from one thought to another, often without any real direction. But in silence, you allow those thoughts to slow down, and in that slowing, you create the space for clarity to emerge. You may not find all the answers immediately, but you will find the ability to ask the right questions. And asking the right questions is one of the most powerful tools for creating clarity. In silence, you can sift through the noise in your life and figure out what is truly important. You can identify the goals and dreams that resonate with your heart, not the ones that were imposed on you by others or shaped by outside pressures. Clarity allows you to see the bigger picture. It helps you step back and see your life and your journey from a higher perspective. When you have clarity, you can look at your goals and break them down into manageable steps. You can prioritize your time, your energy, and your resources in ways that will get you closer to your vision rather than spread yourself thin on things that don't matter. Clarity also allows you to understand the decisions you make. How many times have you found yourself making decisions based on emotion, peer pressure, or urgency, only to regret them later? When we're in a rush, when we're overwhelmed with outside influences, we often make poor choices. But in silence, you give yourself the space to make better decisions. Decisions based on what aligns with your true values, not based on fear or impulse. Another important aspect of silence and clarity is the ability to assess where you are right now. Many people are so focused on where they want to go that they forget to take stock of their current situation. You can't plan your future effectively if you don't understand where you are in the present. Silence provides the opportunity to assess your strengths and weaknesses, your accomplishments and failures, and your emotional state. It's only by truly understanding where you are that you can determine the steps needed to get to where you want to be. In a world filled with distractions, finding clarity can be challenging, but it's essential for personal growth. Every successful person knows that their achievements weren't born out of chaos, but out of moments of stillness where they could get clear on their vision. Silence is where you listen to your inner voice, and that voice has the power to guide you toward your goals. Without clarity, you may be taking action, but it's random, unfocused action. You may be putting in the hours, but you're not putting in the right hours. Clarity gives your actions purpose. The value of clarity extends beyond personal decisions. It shapes how you approach challenges, how you see obstacles, and how you respond to setbacks. When you have clarity, you don't see failure as an end, but as a lesson. You understand that the path to success is not always straight, but the clarity you gain in silence helps you navigate the twists and turns. Silence sharpens your vision, allowing you to see the opportunities that others may miss, to recognize the hidden potential in situations, and to understand how to move forward with confidence. In conclusion, silence is a powerful tool for creating clarity. In our noisy world, it's essential to make time for stillness, because it's in those quiet moments that the path to success becomes clear. When you have clarity, you move through life with purpose, confidence, and direction. You stop reacting to the world and start acting with intention. So embrace the power of silence. It's where your true potential lies, waiting for you to discover it. Silence reveals your true strength. When we are constantly distracted by the world around us, it's easy to lose touch with the most powerful resource we possess, ourselves. We tend to look outward for validation, for guidance, and for answers. But the truth is, your greatest power lies within you, and it's in the silence, in those quiet moments away from the noise, that you begin to realize just how strong, capable, and resilient you truly are. The world we live in is designed to keep us distracted. Social media, the news, the demands of work and family, all of these things can keep us so busy that we forget to check in with ourselves. We're constantly reacting to external circumstances, trying to meet the expectations of others, or pursuing goals that may not even be ours. But when you choose silence, you create the space to reconnect with yourself. In the quiet, you begin to hear your own thoughts, your own desires, and your own inner voice. It's in this silence that you can reflect on your experiences, your challenges, and your successes. The noise of the world often drowns out the lessons that come from hardship, from failure, and even from success. But when you take the time to be still, to sit with your thoughts, you start to see your true strength emerge. You begin to understand that the challenges you've faced have not been obstacles. They've been opportunities to grow. They've been the very experiences that have shaped you into the person you are today. One of the most powerful things silence does is it allows you to recognize your own resilience. It can be easy to forget just how much you've been through and how far you've come when you're caught up in the rush of life. But when you stop, when you sit in silence, you can look back and see the strength it took to overcome the obstacles in your path. You realize that despite all the difficulties, you're still here. You're still standing. You're still moving forward. And that alone is a testament to your strength. In silence, you also begin to recognize your potential. Often, we don't realize what we're truly capable of because we are so focused on what others are doing or on the immediate pressures of life. But silence gives you the space to reflect on your dreams, your passions, and your goals. You begin to see what you're capable of creating and achieving. You stop comparing yourself to others and start recognizing that your unique strengths and abilities are enough to accomplish great things. The more you allow yourself the space to reflect in silence, the more you begin to tap into the untapped potential that lies within you. Additionally, silence helps you confront your fears. We all have them. Those nagging doubts that tell us we're not good enough, that we can't succeed, that we'll fail before we even start. These fears are often amplified by the noise of the world, but when we choose silence, we give ourselves the chance to face these fears head on. In the quiet, you can ask yourself the hard questions. What am I really afraid of? Why do I doubt myself? And more importantly, how can I move beyond these fears? It's in these moments of stillness that you realize that fear is often a product of uncertainty, not reality. By confronting your fears in silence, you take away their power. You begin to understand that they are simply thoughts, not truths. You realize that you are stronger than your doubts and that you have the power to face anything that comes your way. Silence also allows you to reconnect with your purpose. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it's easy to get sidetracked, to lose sight of the bigger picture. But when you quiet the noise around you, you can reconnect with the deeper reasons behind what you're doing. You can remind yourself why you started in the first place. You can rediscover your passion, your vision, and your drive. In silence, you become clear on your why, and this clarity fuels your strength. It gives you the motivation to push through the tough times, to stay focused on your goals, and to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. No matter the obstacles. No matter your four to fail. No matter the obstacles. No matter your four to fail. Another aspect of silence that reveals your strength is the ability to become self-sufficient. So often, we rely on others for validation, for advice, or for direction. But silence teaches you to trust yourself. In those quiet moments, you begin to understand that you have the answers within you. You have the wisdom, the intuition, and the insight needed to make decisions and navigate life's challenges. The more time you spend in silence, the more you trust your own abilities. You stop looking for permission from others and start trusting your own judgment. As you grow more comfortable with silence, you also develop greater emotional strength. When we are constantly surrounded by distractions, it's easy to avoid our emotions, to suppress our feelings, and to distract ourselves from what we're really feeling. But silence forces us to confront our emotions. It gives us the space to feel our sadness, our anger, our joy, and our fear. And through this process, we develop emotional resilience. We learn that it's okay to feel, but that our emotions do not have to control us. We begin to understand that we can feel deeply and still be strong. Ultimately, silence is where your true strength is revealed. It's in the moments when you are alone with your thoughts that you begin to understand your own power. You recognize your resilience, your potential, and your ability to overcome anything. And most importantly, you realize that you are enough. The strength you seek has always been inside you. It just takes silence to uncover it. So embrace the stillness, sit with yourself, and watch your true strength come to light. Silence fuels personal transformation in ways that we often overlook. In a world that constantly demands our attention, where distractions are never far away, and where there's always something vying for our focus, it's easy to forget the power of stillness. But transformation is not only possible, but it takes true, lasting, and meaningful change. It does not happen in a rush or in the chaos of everyday life. It happens in the moments of silence when we take the time to reflect, reassess, and realign ourselves with our deepest goals and values. Personal transformation begins when we choose to step back and examine where we are in life. Often, we're so focused on achieving more, moving faster, or checking off boxes on a to-do list that we neglect to ask ourselves if we're on the right path. We get caught up in the process of doing, forgetting to reflect on the bigger picture, our purpose, our dreams, and what we truly want from life. It's in the silence that we give ourselves the space to reassess our direction. We begin to question whether the path we're on is aligned with our deepest desires, values, and goals. In this space, we can honestly evaluate what is working and what isn't, and make the necessary changes to ensure that we are moving in the right direction. This is where personal transformation starts, in the quiet moments where we become aware of the areas in our lives that need change. Transformation doesn't just happen by chance. It happens when we are willing to look at ourselves honestly, to acknowledge where we are, and to make a conscious decision to improve. In silence, we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to face the parts of ourselves that we may have been avoiding, and to be open to the idea of change. It's not easy. Change often requires us to face our fears, our insecurities, and our flaws. But in silence, we can confront these challenges head-on, without distraction or denial, and take the first steps toward transformation. The process of personal transformation requires a deep level of self-awareness. Many of us go through life without ever truly understanding ourselves, our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears. Silence provides the perfect environment for self-reflection, where we can dig deep into who we are and what makes us tick. When we take the time to sit in stillness and really listen to our inner voice, we begin to uncover insights about ourselves that we might not have noticed before. We become aware of the patterns in our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that have been holding us back. Silence allows us to examine these patterns and make the conscious decision to change them. It's in the quiet moments that we can also gain clarity about what truly matters to us. Often we are so caught up in trying to please others, keep up with expectations, or achieve external success that we lose sight of our true priorities. Transformation happens when we realign ourselves with what truly matters to us. Whether that's pursuing a passion, building meaningful relationships, or finding fulfillment in our work. Silence provides the space to re-examine our goals and determine whether they are truly our own or if they have been influenced by outside pressures. When we take the time to reflect, we can choose to shed the expectations of others and focus on what brings us true joy and fulfillment. Moreover, silence plays a crucial role in developing new habits and mindsets that are essential for personal transformation. Transformation is not just about changing your actions. It's about changing the way you think, feel, and approach life. In the chaos of daily life, it's easy to fall into old patterns of thinking, negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and self-doubt. But silence offers the opportunity to rewire our minds. When we pause and take time to reflect, we can begin to challenge those old patterns and replace them with new, empowering beliefs. In the stillness, we can reaffirm our worth, rebuild our confidence, and set new intentions for how we want to show up in the world. This mental shift is often the catalyst for the physical actions that follow. When you change your thoughts, you change your behaviors, and when you change your behaviors, you change your life. Personal transformation also requires patience and commitment. In our fast-paced world, we often expect quick results, but true transformation takes time. It's easy to get discouraged when change doesn't happen immediately, but silence teaches us the value of patience. When we take the time to slow down and be still, we learn to trust the process. We understand that transformation is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey. Each moment of silence is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to move closer to the person we are becoming. Silence helps us embrace the journey rather than rushing toward the destination, and allows us to appreciate the small, incremental steps that lead to lasting change. One of the most profound effects of silence on personal transformation is its ability to cultivate inner peace. Transformation often involves letting go of past hurts, regrets, and fears. In the chaos of life, we hold on to these emotional burdens without even realizing it. Silence, however, provides the space for healing. When we sit in stillness, we allow ourselves to process our emotions, to forgive ourselves and others, and to release the negativity that no longer serves us. This emotional release is essential for transformation, as it creates space for new growth, new opportunities, and new possibilities. In conclusion, silence is the fuel that drives personal transformation. It's in the quiet moments that we can reflect, reassess, and realign ourselves with our true purpose and goals. Silence allows us to gain self-awareness, develop new mindsets, challenge old beliefs, and cultivate patience and inner peace. It's in the stillness that we make the conscious decision to change and take the necessary steps to transform our lives. So, embrace silence as a tool for growth. Step into the quiet and allow it to guide you on your journey of personal transformation. Silence cultivates gratitude and patience, two of the most essential virtues for long-term success and personal growth. In our fast-paced, instant gratification-driven world, it's easy to forget the value of being grateful for what we have and remaining patient as we pursue our goals. We often get caught up in the pursuit of more success, more recognition, more material possessions, and lose sight of the importance of appreciating what we have in the present moment. Silence offers us a rare opportunity to slow down, reflect, and develop a deeper sense of gratitude and patience, which are both crucial elements for lasting fulfillment and achievement. Gratitude is the foundation of a positive mindset. When we are constantly moving from one task to the next, rushing through life, we don't take the time to appreciate what we already have. We might be so focused on our goals, our challenges, and our ambitions that we overlook the blessings in our lives. Silence, however, provides the perfect space for us to pause and acknowledge the things we often take for granted. It is in the stillness that we can reflect on the good things in our lives, whether it's the people who support us, the opportunities we've been given, or the lessons we've learned along the way. When we take the time to sit in silence and reflect on what we are grateful for, we begin to cultivate a mindset that focuses on abundance rather than lack. In silence, we become more aware of the small blessings that surround us. It's easy to overlook the beauty of a quiet morning, the warmth of a cup of coffee, or the comfort of a safe home when we're rushing through our days. But when we pause and allow ourselves to be still, we notice these small, everyday gifts. Gratitude is not just about appreciating big accomplishments or major milestones. It's about recognizing the value in the simple, ordinary moments. Silence helps us see the richness in our daily lives and reminds us that we don't need to chase after more in order to feel fulfilled. Gratitude allows us to experience joy in the present without always looking for something else to make us happy. As gratitude grows within us, so does patience. In a world that thrives on instant results, we've become conditioned to expect quick fixes, fast answers, and immediate rewards. Whether it's waiting for a product to arrive in the mail, hoping for an immediate response to an email, or seeking instant validation on social media, we're constantly trying to speed up the process. But true growth and success don't happen overnight. They require time, effort, and a willingness to embrace the journey rather than rushing toward the end result. Silence teaches us to slow down and accept that good things take time. In those moments of stillness, we can practice patience by reminding ourselves that progress is often incremental and that the path to our goals is rarely a straight line. Patience is the ability to endure discomfort, setbacks, and delays without losing sight of our ultimate goals. It's about trusting the process even when things aren't happening as quickly as we would like. Silence provides us with the space to build this inner strength. When we sit in stillness, we are forced to confront our impatience and learn how to wait. In those moments of quiet reflection, we can remind ourselves that every step, no matter how small, is a part of the journey. We learn that success is not a race, but a marathon, and that the challenges and setbacks we face along the way are simply opportunities to learn and grow. The practice of patience also extends to our relationships with others. In a world where we often expect immediate results from others, whether it's instant feedback, immediate connection, or instant solutions, we sometimes forget that relationships, like personal growth, take time to nurture and develop. Silence teaches us to practice patience with those around us, to give them the time and space they need to grow and evolve. It helps us understand that people are not perfect and that it's okay if things don't always go according to plan. By being patient with others, we create deeper, more meaningful connections that are built on mutual respect and understanding. Furthermore, silence allows us to let go of the constant pressure to keep up with others. In today's world, we are bombarded by images of success, wealth, and perfection, making it easy to feel like we're falling behind or not achieving as much as we should be. But in silence, we can let go of this external comparison and focus on our own unique path. We realize that everyone is on their own journey and that our worth is not determined by how quickly we achieve our goals or how much we accumulate. Silence allows us to release the pressure of constantly keeping up with others and instead focus on the progress we are making in our own lives at our own pace. The combination of gratitude and patience creates a powerful sense of peace and contentment. When we are grateful for what we have, we are less likely to feel anxious or dissatisfied. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we don't have to what we do have, helping us appreciate the present moment rather than constantly striving for more. Patience, on the other hand, helps us maintain a calm and steady mindset, even when things aren't moving as quickly as we'd like. Together, these virtues allow us to approach life with a sense of balance and peace. In conclusion, silence is a powerful tool for cultivating both gratitude and patience. It forces us to slow down, to reflect, and to connect with the present moment. In the quiet, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for the blessings in our lives and a stronger sense of patience as we navigate the ups and downs of our journey. When we embrace silence, we create the space for these two virtues to grow, and in doing so, we unlock the true keys to long-term success and fulfillment. By practicing gratitude and patience, we become more resilient, more content, and more capable of navigating life's challenges with grace and wisdom. The world will keep moving. There will always be distractions, always be noise. But if you want to grow, to succeed, to transform, you must find power in silence. It's in the moments of stillness that you'll find your clarity, strength, transformation. So I challenge you today to carve out time for yourself. Spend time in silence. Focus on yourself. When you do, you'll unlock the power that has always been inside you, waiting to propel you toward your greatest potential. Thank you.